Christ Triumphant, a devotional of Ellen G. White, March 16. Abram's failure of faith can serve as a warning to us. Genesis 21 verse 14. And Abram took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. Abram had accepted without question the promise of a son, but he did not wait for God to fulfill his word in his own time and way. A delay was permitted to test his faith in the power of God, but he failed to endure the trial. Thinking it was impossible that a child should be given to her in her old age, Sarah suggested, as a plan by which the divine purpose might be fulfilled, that one of her handmaidens should be taken by Abram as a secondary wife. Polygamy had become so widespread that it had ceased to be regarded as a sin, but it was no less a violation of the law of God and was fatal to the sacredness and peace of the family relation. Though it was at Sarah's earnest entreaty that he had married Hagar, she now reproached him as the one at fault. She desired to banish her rival, but Abram refused to permit this, for Hagar was to be the mother of his child, as he fondly hoped, the son of promise. When Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. She made her way to the desert, and she rested beside a fountain, lonely and friendless. An angel of the Lord in human form appeared to her. He bade her, "Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands." As a perpetual reminder of his mercy, she was bidden to call her child Ishmael, "God shall hear." When Abram was nearly 100 years old, the promise of a son was repeated to him, with the assurance that the future heir would be the child of Sarah. But Abram did not yet understand the promise. The birth of Isaac, bringing after a lifelong waiting the fulfillment of their dearest hopes, filled the tents of Abram and Sarah with gladness. But to Hagar, this event was the overthrow of her fondly cherished ambitions. Ishmael, now a youth, had been regarded by all in the encampment as the heir of Abram's wealth and the inheritor of the blessings promised to his descendants. Now he was suddenly set aside, and in their disappointment, mother and son hated the child of Sarah. The general rejoicing increased their jealousy until Ishmael dared to openly mock the heir of God's promise. Sarah saw in Ishmael's turbulent disposition a perpetual source of discord, and she appealed to Abram, urging that Hagar and Ishmael be sent away from their encampment. The instruction given to Abram touching the sacredness of the marriage relation was to be a lesson for all ages. Patriarchs and Prophets, pages 145 to 147.